Hi, everybody. Welcome to Cover the Spread here for Monday, August 18th, 2025. Hey, if you're new to Cover the Spread, welcome aboard. Glad you're here joining us here on the Monday. Hey, we got 3 MLB games we'll get to. But just before we get to those, make sure you subscribe, give us a thumbs up as well. Greatly appreciated. And then we'll get to the cappers, see how their weekend went, see if they got themselves in trouble. I didn't have to bail either of them out, so at least we were good there. No big wild shenanigans. Extendo for Al Ninos' birthday weekend. So, hey, good time there. At least we didn't have to see anybody getting bailed out. But we would have. But definitely, if you get the call, then I'm there. If either one of you need a bailing out. Head on over to Ramon to get started. How you doing here on this Monday, Ramon?
Yeah, pretty good, Rod. Brought some winners home this weekend, so we're going to get it rolling here on Monday and have a great week. And we know we're heading in some great sports action here for the months to come. So we got to keep it winning here in Major League Baseball and cover the spread.
Right, definitely looking forward to some new seasons, new sports, new stuff rolling along. Going to get as the sports slate as the leaves are starting to fall here already. So we're getting closer to the fall season. So we know what that brings. Excited for it. More sports. Yeah. Me being up north, it's hockey. So starting to feel it. I don't know over to Al. How are you doing here on this Monday?
Yeah, well, at least I guess I know whose number I got to memorize now in case I ever get in trouble. But yeah, and thankfully none of that was needed this weekend, as you mentioned, and definitely appreciate all the happy birthday comments that we got on yesterday's video. Thank you very much, guys. Really do appreciate those. And yeah, also coming in with a couple winners, so definitely. More importantly, there everyone got to celebrate with me. Hopefully, on those. So looking to keep rolling there.
Definitely. So let's get it rolling here on the new week. First game we're looking at here, we got the St. Louis Cardinals heading into Miami to take on the Marlins. This is a game I like, so I'll get us started here on Monday. We're looking at St. Louis. Hey, both these teams definitely not playing their greatest baseball right now. You look Cardinals over the last week, 2-4. Well, the Marlins, hey, 1-5. Well, it's on the back end of that long road trip where they played 3 different series, bounced around a little, and it's been rough for the Marlins. Needless to say, so back at home here for this one, and it's Monday, so that doesn't help the Marlins at all here in this one. But you look who's on the bump for this Miami squad, and it's Uri, good old Uri, and he hasn't been pitching the greatest over the last month himself. He's had 5 starts, and in those 5 starts, only one of them was an actual quality start. He's sporting the 4 ERA. And then you look at Uri in these night games this year, and guess what? He's had 6 night starts. He has 0 quality starts in those night starts, and sporting a 6 ERA. Well, on the other side of things, you got Matthew Liberatore going for St. Louis. And for him out on the road, he's had some starts, but he's had a few quality starts. Definitely not the ace of the rotation, that's for sure. But I think he can do enough here to hold down this Marlins squad that, hey, you see what they've been doing offensively. Both these squads haven't been hitting very well. Marlins over the last week in about 244 at home, 245 this season. St. Louis out on the road hitting 242 this season over the last week or so, hitting 238. So coin flip there. You look at the bullpens on both these squads, and you got to give it to St. Louis. They're actually pitching a little better bullpen wise. Bullpen's holding teams to about 3.23 ERA this year. Well, the Marlins over this last month, that bullpen ERA is ballooned to over 4. And on Mondays at home, Marlins 2-6. I'm going to take the St. Louis Cardinals here to get the job done, get us a win. Fade Marlin Monday for me. Give me St. Louis to get started here this week. I don't know how over to Al to get us started here this one. What do you like, St. Louis or the Marlins?
Yeah, I hate to do this back to back. Now, yesterday you might have called me a little bit of a homer, although I do stand by my play. And today, I guess I'm gonna go at it again. I'm gonna take a chance on Perez here in the first 5. Although I do agree with Rod on the full game, there's a lot of advantages there for the Cardinals. They definitely have the better bullpen, and despite the Marlins I guess, being slightly better statistically speaking on the offensive side, I still favor the Cardinals lineup myself. So definitely a few advantages for the Cardinals full game. But I think Perez is a lot better than, again, we've said this before and I'll say it again. I think he's better than the bad starts he's had. And I think he can come out and have himself a decent one here against a lineup that he's done well before in small sample size against just 2 hits and 13 at bats. Again, not much of a sample size at all, but I think he can bounce back. Again, don't see him struggling forever, so I think he can bounce back, keep the Marlins in it early at least. I'll take the Marlins first 5 here and root for the Cardinals on the full game.
Definitely give it to Perez. His numbers have been better at home this year than they have been anywhere else. And then on over to Ramon. What do you like here in this one? St. Louis or the Marlins?
Yeah, and these two teams are having some struggles here for sure coming into this series. So it feels like more on the offensive end. I think the pitching matchup is all right. I mean, yeah, Perez, he might be hitting a little bit of a wall too there because of the way his season has come down, needing to work his way back and maybe getting a little bit long here for him now that we're reaching mid-August, but I think he could do well against the Cardinals. I'll end up on the under here in this one. Liberatore, yeah, he's done a pretty nice job this season. The ERA is a touch over 4 here right now, but these teams aren't that great. St. Louis has gone under in 6 of their last 9 coming into the series, so I think the offenses are a little behind these guys here. I'm going to look for these pitchers. At least Liberatore, his starts are going all under here right now over the last several starts. It's just that he only goes usually not enough innings to even get a win if they do win. He's going about 4 plus here right now, so I'll still go under for the full game at this point. Stowers sat out the Sunday for Miami. We'll see if that was an injury or if he's just sitting against certain pitchers. So give me the under here with the Cardinals and the Marlins on Monday.
That wraps up the first game we looked at. Let's head on over to the second game we got on Monday's slate, and that's the Astros taking on the Tigers. This is Ramon's game. He's going to get us going here in this one. Astros, Tigers. What do you like here on Monday?
I mean, if you look at you would believe it or not, this is 2 first-place teams going at it here in this game, which kind of hard. You got Arrighetti. You're coming off of a 14-1 loss, 14-1 loss to Boston, and Flaherty's got an ERA of 4.76 coming in at a 6-12 record. But I'm gonna side with Detroit here in this one. Look, Houston, all of a sudden they're having some woes here. Meanwhile, Detroit is pretty hot, a little winning streak heading into the week. Also 6-1 their last 7 heading into the season finale, into the series finale on Sunday here. I think Detroit is just a hotter team right now at home. They're definitely clicking pretty well, 39-24 at home. That's where they've done most of their damage. They're pretty much just a 500 club on the road. And Houston 17-21 against American League teams on the road here. Do I hear playoff preview? Doesn't feel like it necessarily, but these are 2 of the better teams in the American League right now. And I'm going to take Detroit to grab a win here against Houston in this series. Let's see who is the better team right now between the 2. Tigers have the slightly better record so far this season. They're at home. I'll take them to win this one over Houston. They might actually become a slight dog. It's going to be about a pick 'em, I would imagine, here in this one. I'll take Detroit over the Astros on Monday.
And on over to Al. What do you like here in this one? Astros or Tigers here on Monday?
Yeah, I'm with Ramon. I think it's definitely a good spot for the Tigers here at home. Now the records are pretty close. 4 wins. They only have 4 more wins than the Astros do, 2 less losses than the Astros do. So 2 games in hand the Astros have there. But to me, it just feels like the Tigers have had the much more impressive season. I mean, again, not much to separate them with the numbers there. Astros still in first place in their division, as Ramon was saying. But again, I'd like this Tigers maybe more consistent team over this season, and think they have the advantage here with Flaherty. Not their best option, but I think he's a better option than Arrighetti. So I'll take the Tigers here in the first 5 innings to get it going. And if anyone wants to take a shot on a prop, you can look at Riley Green here, who has 2 hits and just 2 at-bats against Arrighetti. Both of them have gone over the fence, has 2 home runs with 4 RBIs. So, again, wind will be blowing in this one. So, will be a little harder for him to get that home run, but I'll definitely be taking a shot on him to get an RBI.
Every year in this one, I'm going to take the Detroit team total over. I think they can score plenty enough runs here. They might be able to get this one early for us here in this one, especially with Eric Getty on the bump for the Astros. His ERA is a 12 out on the road this season. His good old Spence's ERA 12. I'll take the Tigers team total over this one. Probably be about 4.5. I'm expecting around that number is where I got it. I think they get to probably 6 runs in this one. So give me the Detroit team total over in this matchup. All right, on to the third game we're looking at here on the slate. We got the Chicago White Sox taking on the Atlanta Braves. This is Al's game. He's going to get us going. What do you like here in this one? White Sox or Braves?
Yeah, speaking of great and consistent seasons, so we've seen a team that has not been impressive at all. Probably the most the team that's been the least impressive team, I guess, that hasn't played up to its potential at all is the Braves. But starting to turn things around finally. I guess they finally got their wake-up call this year. And Strider's a guy that's been pretty good for them more often than not. Again, not necessarily having his best season, but coming off a couple rough starts. But I think he bounces back here against what's one of the worst lineups in the league, if you ask me. So I think he can have himself a solid start here. Gomez on the other side, again, not a much better option than Strider. So I think the Braves can get their offense going here and keep rolling. And they're, as I said, playing some good baseball right now. So I'll take the Braves here. If they're too juicy, go ahead and take the run line as well. But I'll be on the -1 with the Braves here.
Headed on over to Ramon. What do you like here in this one?
Yeah, for sure, Rod, with the White Sox and the Braves here with the Strider going. The Braves are, hey, wake up, Braves. It's August. You still have a chance if you go like 35-5 here for the next month and a half, I guess. Maybe they could get something done. But, hey, they are playing with a little bit of motivation right now at 1-7 of 8 heading into Sunday. And I don't know, pretty much the best the Braves been all year. White Sox are still the White Sox here with another losing streak. I think coming in and lost 10 of their last dozen or so games heading into Sunday. So it does look like a mismatch, and you also have that momentum right now with Atlanta. So I'm going to go with the Atlanta team total over here. We'll see with Gomez there. He went over in that last game. He did go 5 innings. Let's give this guy a chance a little bit to make some noise here for the White Sox down the stretch, get a chance to throw some innings here. But it just feels like this Atlanta momentum is a little bit real at this point. I think they all realize it's been a disappointing season. They might have some of these guys playing well out of frustration here a little bit. So give me Atlanta's team total over in this one.
And for here in this one, I'm going to take Gomez here. Give me Gomez here. He looked like he pitched well in his first start. That did go over in his first start. It definitely wasn't no fault of his own, that's for sure. He went 5 innings and pitched himself a little gem. Gave up 1 hit, 1 earned run, 1 walk. So pretty good start. Even got himself the W as they scored plenty of offense for him. Gave him some run support. The 6 runs that came in that the opponent scored came from the bullpen. So I'm going to grab the first 5 here. I think Gomez feeling good. He's as a starter, he pitched 89 pitches. I think he can go even farther. He's trying to couch himself a bag. We've seen this with a few pitchers that have went reliever trying to turn starter now. And hey, he had 1 good start. I think he's able to do it again. We've seen a couple, more than a couple now. In this era of baseball. And then you look at Strider on the other side. I don't know. He's definitely not having his best year. His last 2 starts, he hasn't even made it into that 5th inning. He's 4.2 innings, 11 hits, 5 earned runs. Getting himself in trouble with the walk and the home run now. That's never a good thing. That's usually leading to control issues and serving up meatballs. So a bullpen, though, for the White Sox. I don't want to mess with that at all. So give me the White Sox first 5 here in this one. Grab the owl, the plus that you get. You'll get probably the plus half a run here in the first 5 with the White Sox. That way, if it's tied, we still get the win on the White Sox in the first 5. Hey, That wraps up the 3 games we looked at for Monday's slate. Let us know what you think in the comment section of the 3 games we covered, or hey, let us know what your best bet is, one of your favorite that we might have not covered here. And as always, let's do a quick little recap before we head on out for the start of the new week. All right. First game we looked at, we got the St. Louis Cardinals heading into Miami to take on the Marlins. I like the St. Louis Cardinals there in that matchup. Next game we looked at, we got the Astros taking on the Tigers. This is Ramon's game. He says grab the Tigers there in that one. Last game we looked at, we got the Atlanta taking on the White Sox. This is Al's game. He says grab the Atlanta Braves on the -1 there in that one. Hey, that wraps up the week. Let's make it a nice start to this week. Looking forward to this week. Should be a good one. Let's do what we always do as well. And that is cover the spread.